Good morning, 9th standard students. Welcome to mathematics class. We are going to start a new chapter today. The name of the chapter is Coordinate Geometry, and this is the chapter 9 of our textbook, and we are starting with part 1. Let's move and start the chapter. Section 9.1 Introduction. In the last video, we summarized the entire chapter of Heron's formula, where we also slightly discussed a little discussion we had about coordinate geometry. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss, in this part, we are going to discuss what all we will be learning in this chapter and understand what is coordinate geometry. So what are we going to learn in this chapter? There is a brief list. In this chapter, we will understand what is coordinate geometry, how to locate any object with reference to another object whose location is known, basics of coordinate geometry, what is the need for studying about coordinate geometry, correct? So in the last chapter again, in Heron's formula last part, I told the brief need for studying about coordinate geometry, but in this chapter we will thoroughly discuss. Most likely it will be towards the last or the previous last but one part we will be discussing. Initially we will be discussing on what is, we will first understand what is coordinate geometry, then we will also try to locate any object with reference to another object whose location is known, and then we will read about basics of coordinate geometry. Once we do all these things, then we will be able to understand coordinate geometry. After that we will take up why we are studying coordinate geometry. So what is coordinate geometry? The branch of mathematics which deals with how to locate any object with reference to any other object or a reference point. I will explain further. How to identify any place in terms of directions, north, south, west and east, etc. is known as coordinate geometry. We will see the exact definition later in this part, but if you see any place, for example in our school, where is the gate with reference to our office room, or where is Ganesha temple with reference to the office room. So we will be discussing in this chapter how to locate it, where exactly. Suppose you take a paper and you want to draw all the classrooms, anything and everything in the school. How do you draw? We need a scale, paper, pencil, everything, but we also need to measure. So when we measure, what all are required, we are going to see in the next line. This study was initially, okay, we will study in the next page. We will see how we are going to do that in the next page. But who has done this? This study was initially developed by a French mathematician and philosopher by name Rene Descartes. I will also explain his pronunciation, how his name is used. Rene Descartes, and hence coordinate geometry is also known as Cartesian system. That is, the pronunciation is Cartesian. That means R is silent. So it is Cartesian system. And Rene, we will see the next page. So we will see how he has bumped upon this concept also in the next page. About Rene Descartes. So his name is pronounced as Rene Descartes. So that S is silent, after R is silent, and ES all are silent. So he has used only three letters for pronunciation, but there are so many letters in his name. So his name is pronounced as Rene Descartes. So Rene Descartes, the great French mathematician of the 17th century, liked to lie in bed and think. I think most of us are like that only. We would always like to lie on the bed. One day when resting in bed, he solved the problem of describing the position of a point in a plane. His method was a development of the older idea of latitude and longitude. In honor of Descartes, the system was used for describing the position of a point in a plane is also known as Cartesian system. That is, if you leave the first three letters CARTES, so you can see the same CARTES in the name of the system, coordinate geometry. So coordinate geometry is also called as Cartesian system. So we will see further in the next page onwards. But in a brief, Descartes, what he was doing, he was just lying on the bed and he was just going and seeing the ceiling. When he was doing that, probably he has found how to locate a point. Suppose he might have seen a cobweb like this, he has seen something on the roof. Then he started looking at a way to locate from, how do you say where is that particular point or a fan. Suppose a fan is there, a light is there, where is that? So you wanted to check that. So let us see how it is in the next page. So we are going to locate a point in a paper. Let us locate a point in a white paper. Draw a rectangle ABCD, length 7 cm, breadth 5 cm, and let it be the white paper. Let us consider the rectangle on the adjacent diagram now. You see here, it's a rectangle ABCD, length 7 cm, width 5 cm. Let's see, this is the rectangle. Let us consider this as the white paper, and I am going to mark a point P anywhere. So now you have to see where is the point P. So we can say it is closer to left, a little closer to the top, we can tell like that. But that is not going to tell you where is the P. The P can be anywhere. Like for example, if you say closer, it can be here, it can be here. So we don't know. So that is why this system is going to tell how we are going to do it. So let us continue. Now we have to find its location around the edges of the white paper. Now a point is there. So we can check top edge or bottom edge or left edge or right edge. Let us see one by one. Measure the distance between side AB and the point. So I am putting this, I have measured, and it is coming to 4 centimeters. Is that sufficient? 4 centimeter from the bottom, if I say the point is lying at 4 centimeter from the bottom, is that sufficient? Not sufficient. The reason is, you see here, this is also 4 centimeter, this is also 4 centimeter, on this border also 4 centimeter, correct? So it can be anywhere. So we need one more information. Let us see what is that. Measure the distance between side AD and the point. So I am measuring from the left side, 2 centimeter. Now is this unique? Yes. Now if you see, the point lies 4 centimeter from the bottom and 2 centimeter from the left. So because we have now located, earlier we saw the red dots, it can be on anywhere, but now if it is 2 centimeter from the left, then it has to be only one point. Similarly, if it is only 2 centimeter, what happens? Again, let us see here. So it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, correct? So we need to locate the point with reference to two sides. So let us go forward. Now we can say that point P has a distance of 4 centimeter from bottom edge and 2 centimeter from left edge. So this is how we are able to locate the point anywhere in the white paper by measuring from two edges. Let us go to the next page further on this same discussion. We can also locate the dot from top instead of bottom. So instead of 4 centimeter from the bottom AB, we can also say whatever is a centimeter, 3 centimeter. If 7 minus 4, it will be 3 centimeter from top edge DC, and 5 minus 2, 3 centimeter from right edge. So we can tell like that also, or top and left, top and right, bottom and left, bottom and right. But it is important to note that we should measure the distance from two perpendicular edges and not otherwise. For example, if I say this is 3 centimeter from the right side, and suppose this is not there, let us take this out. What happens? 2 centimeter from left, 3 centimeter from right. So it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here again. The same problem will come. So it has to be always from two opposite sides, that is the distance from two perpendicular edges and not otherwise. So this is very important in locating any point. We should not locate the dot from opposite or parallel sides. This is what I told you just now. We will understand this more clearly after we learn further about coordinate geometry in later parts. Correct? So this is a basic of coordinate geometry, how it has come. Let us go to the next pages and then we will understand further. So there are certain practical examples. In a classroom, if you have to tell where any particular student is sitting, what we will say? We say first which bench, and in that which student, like a student A is sitting in third bench, second from right, student B is sitting in fourth bench, first from left, etc. Now you see the two perpendicular, that is the bench starts from first bench, second bench, from where the teacher or the blackboard is, correct? And then we are seeing left side or right side, that means two perpendicular, where the teacher is standing or the blackboard wall is one side, one wall, the other is left side or right side. We will not say again from fourth bench from the front and second bench from the back. If we tell like that, we will not be able to locate where the student is sitting. The bench may be clear, but in the bench where the student is sitting, it will not be clear. Similarly, if you want to say where a student sees house in a particular village, we will say second street, fourth house. Correct? So we will see in the next page some more examples like this. Now you see, this is a typical road layout where west and east one main road is going. There we have 10 streets, 8 streets. So you can see top first street, then second street at the bottom, third, fourth, like that. Now you see in the adjoining diagram, fourth house in 7th street, and P, you see P, where is P? P is here. You see P, if you want to locate where is P's house, we will say 4th street, 4th house, sorry, 7th street, 4th house. Similarly, if you want to see H is in the 2nd street and the 5th house. So there are two independent, you can see there is, the street is perpendicular, what, the street is going like this, correct? You can see the street going like this, and the number of houses is coming like this, 1, 2, 3. So you can see two perpendicular directions we are seeing, correct? Hope all of you have understood. Again, when we go further in detail, when we start plotting the points, when we start identifying the points, we will understand further. But these are practical examples. Why we need to study about this also will be, we can understand from this itself, but in a later part we will discuss that again in detail. Therefore, for locating any object in a plane surface, we need two independent information. For a dot in a paper, from one side and top or bottom, so two independent information. For a house in a street, street number and nth house. So which street and which house. So like this we need two independent information and should be from two perpendicular directions. We will go to the next page. For a student in a classroom, which bench and nth student, first student, second student, like that. This method of locating any object with reference to two independent information is known as coordinate geometry. Although in these definitions we are not written perpendicular, but when we start putting axes and all those graphs, we will see it will always be perpendicular. Here also we have seen that streets are in one direction and the number of houses are in the perpendicular direction of the street. So this type of locating any object with reference to two independent information is coordinate geometry. Now you will be able to recollect the difference between Euclid's geometry and coordinate geometry. Euclid's geometry only talked about the properties of lines, angles, points, triangles, quadrilaterals, all the shapes, but the shape is where is not discussed anywhere. Where is the object? It is not discussed anywhere. Here we are discussing within the object or where the object is. Suppose we say H is the object, H is at, we can say 5th place and second row, 5th column. We can tell like that also. So by locating a particular point or a particular object or anything, we will be able to understand coordinate geometry. So that's how it is, like it is different from Euclid's geometry. So in this video we discussed what all we will be learning in this chapter and understood what is coordinate geometry, also known as Cartesian system, locating any object with reference to two independent information. So most important, should always remember, should be two independent information. That is how we will be able to locate any point in any surface. This is applicable for plane surface, that is two-dimensional surface. In the next video, we will learn some basics of Cartesian system. What is coordinate geometry? So these are questions as usual. Note down these questions first, pause the video, note down these questions, and once you are done writing the questions, if you have doubt, go through the video. If you don't have doubt, close the video, close your notes, close the notebook, and then sit in a calm place. 15 minutes is more than sufficient. You can solve all the problem. Then refer your textbook or video to check whether you are done correctly or not. Now pause the video, note down. There is one more question in the next page. Move to the next page. Pause the video, note down. And that's all for this video. Thank you.